Welcome, everybody. It is Leah Ray from digitaltrailblazer.com. I am streaming in multiple places, so bear with me for just a moment. I want to make sure everyone gets what they need across all of these platforms. And we're live. Okay, now I think we're officially live everywhere. So today's a really cool conversation, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to help make sure that you have a massively successful launch. That's what we're talking about. So whether you've already launched a program and you need to relaunch it because it flopped, and it's okay if that happened. We are here for you. We are here to help. Or you're just planning ahead and you're looking towards actually launching your program in the future. I'm going to break down for you exactly what you need to do to have a $20,000 launch or better. So very exciting. Okay. Say hi as you jump on. We are going to do a giveaway tonight. So get chatty. Let me know that you're on. We're going to need a minimum of like 50 comments to be able to do the contest. So say hi and I'll explain the contest here briefly. But let me know too, are you relaunching or are you planning out the first launch? Because then we can kind of tailor this conversation for you. But really, when we look at people who launch a program. So when I say launch, if that's a new term for you, just meaning like it's the first time you're bringing your program to market. Usually people try to do a big push and get a bunch of people into their program at once, which is great. Launches are fabulous. It's a great way to get an influx of cash, to be able to reinvest into your business, to actually like feel good that you're on the right track and that this is going to work. So I love launches. Okay. We've had students that have done amazing launches, $28,000 launches, $22,000 launches. I think two of them at $22,000, $12,000 or $15,000, like significant chunks of money during a launch. And Todd and I as well, we've had big launches. And so launches are a powerful tool, but they are done wrong more than they are done right. And so it's important that you take some notes. We're going to lay out really the 3 steps. Hey, Lynn, Allie, welcome. First launch. Awesome, Allie. That's great. So take lots of notes because it's going to be really helpful for you. So the 3 main reasons that a launch flops. Let's try that again. A launch flops is really number 1, poor marketing. And I'm thinking that could mean anything. So let me specify that. Really, in this context, I'm talking about the core marketing message of the offer itself is off. So the core marketing message of the offer itself is off, which is leading to people not being willing to purchase. Hey, Carol, welcome. That's key. And I'm going to dive into a little bit more detail shortly what that means. Number two reason a launch is going to flop is that people just don't have an audience. There's just not enough people paying attention to them online, following what's going on to actually have a successful launch. This is the biggest problem that we see, like across the board. Like virtually everybody we ever talk to has this problem. They just don't have an audience. Okay. And then number 3 is they don't have an effective system to close the sale. And this will crush your launch. Even if you do everything else right, if you miss this part, you're not going to make any money. Sadly, that's just the way it is. So you definitely need to have a system in place to effectively close those sales. Now, truthfully, all 3 of these must be done really well in order to have a $20,000 launch. And if you are not like a professional marketer, you're definitely going to need a coach for this, or someone walking with you through the process who's done it themselves and has helped other people to do it as well. So just throwing this out there. If you know that is you, if you know that you need help with this, just type in the word info in the comments and I will follow up and we'll have a conversation, see how we can help you put all this together for your business. So number 1, Carol, was poor marketing. That the offer, the core marketing of the offer itself was not leading people to actually want to purchase. Hey, Ray, welcome. Good to see you back on. Okay, so let's dig in a little deeper and give you a game plan on how to avoid all of these traps so that you can have a massively successful, amazing launch and just catapult your business. So when it comes to poor marketing, okay, we have to make sure every single piece along the system that, we're bringing people in, it all has to be aligned, absolutely. But most of the time when we see a big problem, someone had a launch and it failed, it was that they didn't have a clearly defined result that their program was going to get people, and they didn't have a very understandable method on how they were going to get people that result. Make sense? So before I forget, actually, we'll continue in a moment, but I am going to do a contest. I need a minimum of 50 comments on today's live. If we get to 50 comments, I'm going to be doing a drawing for a one-on-one coaching session with myself. If you've already won, sorry, it was nice talking to you, but this is for new people. But you can enter enter the comment win. You can do it up to 3 times to be entered in the drawing. And I'll do it in a couple days so that replay viewers get access as well. But this is a over $650 value one-on-one coaching session, no sales pitch, anything like that, just to help you in your business. Okay. Now, let me tell you a story about a really very nice gal who has who we helped with this and made a huge difference. So you may think, honestly, most people think that they have this down. The reality is 95% of people that we interact with do not. That we need to further refine what they're saying. And one of our students, Dita, amazing lady, like super heart-centered, wants to help everybody. She's got a talent and an ability to help people with like some subconscious healing. And because she has such a heart for service, she wants to help everybody. And when she came to us, I said, well, she was struggling with people, nobody being willing to like actually pay for anything, only attracting people to her who are looking for, free information, like free stuff. Nobody that was actually willing to pay for anything. So we broke it down and said, okay, so who do you help and exactly how do you help them? Well, I help people who are struggling. I help them with healing at the subconscious level so that they can, succeed in their career. They can have better relationships. They can like all of these other things that it can help with. So that's awesome, but that's way too broad. Like way, way, way too broad. Like people who are suffering is like everybody, right? Like especially broke people are suffering a lot. And so obviously those are going to be the people you attract. So we helped her flesh it out and really challenged her to niche down, which is hard when people like want to help everybody. I get that. But in doing so, we came out with something really powerful, helping successful professionals create meaningful romantic relationships. So successful professionals, meaningful romantic relationships. So incredibly specific. And the result, very clear, meaningful romantic relationships. And that day she got busy changing her graphics and everything, her presence online. And she had someone reach out to her the next day to hire her as a coach for that very specific reason. Why? Because her marketing message was on point. They knew exactly this person can help me do this. Okay. That's the result. People will not pay for information. People will pay for a result. So what is the result that you're going to get them? All right. So I'm curious. I'd love to see from everybody who's watching, what are the results of your program? Have you flushed this out yet? And I can give you some feedback if it's sharp enough or if it needs a little more work still. Okay. So, crystal clear result that people are going to get. And here's another tricky part is the method that you are going to use in your program to get them there. Oftentimes people don't have this part figured out. They don't understand the method. So if you have a weight loss program, the method could be a clean, ketogenic, intermittent fasting program method, right? So it's intermittent fasting where you don't eat for many hours during the day, and it's clean keto, like high quality fat, low carbohydrates. That would be the method that your weight loss program uses. We've got I'm trying to think of all the things. Another result, some examples, because I think this is helpful. If you go back to result, there's a lot of people that say success, like it's some sort of like success, like they're going to have success. They're going and success is a nice word, but it doesn't really mean anything. Like, let's be realistic. We need a concrete answer for this. So success, what could that be? Maybe that's saving your marriage. Maybe that's generating more leads for your business. Maybe it's closing more sales for your business. Maybe it's finding a meaningful romantic relationship. Success is not clear enough. Get really specific on that result. And then for a method, for Dita, it's subconscious healing, right? Okay. Ketogenic, clean ketogenic intermittent dieting. For another one of our students who helps with self-defense, situational awareness and de-escalation. Okay. Those are the methods they're going to use in the program. So let me know in the comments, what is your result that you're going to give them in the program, and what's the method that you're going to use to get them that result. You got to have super layman terms, quickly understandable, crystal clear answer to both of those questions. And if you don't, you will struggle to make any sales, let alone have a very successful launch. Okay. Awesome. Again, if you want to enter the contest, type in the word win. You can do it up to 3 times to enter the drawing for one-on-one coaching. Now, number 2, the second piece of this is no audience. And most people struggle with this. Okay. If they're not making sales, it's because they do not have an audience. So they don't have an audience at all, or they don't have an audience that's really paying enough attention to them. They're not warmed up enough. And if we look at our biggest success stories, Shannon at $28,000 or Adrian at $22,000, those launches, they were incredibly successful with this because they took this part dead serious. Like, they fully understood that the level of their success, the level of the income they were going to be able to make during those launches was dependent. It was, equally dependent. It was solely dependent, or not solely, it was heavily dependent on the size of their engaged, warmed up audience. Okay. So take this super serious. You need a plan. You need to get this moving. Okay. And again, if at any time you're like, this sounds awesome, but I need help, I don't understand how to do this, I need step-by-step guidance, cool, type in the word info. I will send you a message in Messenger if we're on Facebook, or I'll give you a link over on another platform so that we can have a conversation and see how we can help you with this. So audience growth, all right? How big is your email list? Okay. How many people are in your Facebook group? How warmed up are they? Even if you have an email list of 50,000 people, if you only have 500 people opening emails regularly, that's a disconnect, right? That's a little bit off. You should definitely have a lot more than that opening those emails and have higher engagement rate. So how engaged are they? So how do you actually build this? If you're like, yeah, I get it, I need an audience. What do you do to actually build your audience? Well, it really starts with 2, it's either paid or organic. I like both. I'll explain both. I would not do just one or the other. I would always do both. But that's just my personal opinion. With organic, essentially you want to really find out where your target audience is hanging out online and invite them into your Facebook group or offer them your free lead magnet where they get on your email list. And you can do this with networking. You can do this with just providing value out there and attracting people. This is what I do. I don't network and prospect people in Messenger, but I do put out content out there where my people are congregating, and the people who are interested, right, come bubble up. They're attracted to me and they move through our process. So that's my method of organic, reaching new people. Now, Carol, for me personally, Todd and I, our target audience really it's course creators and coaches, are people who are going into it or already there and struggling and want to scale and get bigger. Yep. Okay. So Organic can obviously be incredibly time intensive. That's why I wouldn't rely on it by itself. That's why I always want to leverage paid ads along with it so you can speed it up and go faster. But, you can, sometimes people don't have an audience yet of their own, but they can really leverage other people's audiences. So they may have a friend or someone that they've connected with who has a big Facebook group that they will let them go live in, or that they can pay to go live in, or who can, oh, thanks, Carol. Or who maybe you can swap promotions in each other's email lists, right? So you can borrow other people's audiences, which is great and a benefit of networking with people. It's really helpful. Facebook groups are a great place to find your specific people. Find a very niched Facebook group that you can connect with. Networking events is also great, right? Finding networking events that would hold your target audience and attend and network. Now, these are almost all, right? A lot of these are done online these days. So it's a, easy thing. Block off an hour and attend and get your name out there, get people plugged into you and into your group and into your email list. And social media, obviously, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, like wherever you're doing, strategy stuff out on social media. Great. Okay. Now, paid ads. I love organic, but I'm not going to be prospecting, like spending my day attached to Messenger. So I need to go faster. What am I going to do? Organic. In addition to organic, I'm going to use paid traffic. So like Facebook ads, I can offer them my lead magnet, my free giveaway that people have to opt in to receive. And they get on my email list when they do that. And then on the thank you page for that, guess what I do? I invite them to join my Facebook group. Okay. So you're kind of double dipping with one ad and you're building up that, your audience. Yes, even before you have an offer. And this is completely the opposite of what I think a lot of people are pushing these days because they don't really get ads and they aren't really that good at marketing, where they're pushing people to don't touch ads until you've made $20,000 or whatever. No, like if you want to make $20,000, yeah, let's get into some ads and help you do that. Now, would I encourage someone who doesn't have a coach and doesn't have training and whatever to do that on their own? Probably not. But with our students, we absolutely give them everything they need and help them and refine their ad and their targeting and everything so that this all makes sense. And they're going to get an ROI from it. So absolutely. Now, once they are on your email list and once you're in your group, nurture them, love on them, give them value, really serve them. You want to build up the know, like, and trust factor. So Facebook Lives, like this one, are a great way to do that. Now, if you aren't watching in our group, because I'm multi-streaming right now, just type in the word group and I'll get you access to our group, because that's where we do this several times a week. And there's lots and lots of value in here. You definitely want to be in here. But nurture. Facebook Lives are an amazing way to do it. Facebook Messenger groups are a new way to do this in groups and is also very powerful, a great way to interact with people. But have a set schedule where you're going to give them value and then publish that schedule, promote every training, every live that you're going to do, so that you get people there and they're excited and ready, and you're able to, let your email. Also, many times people have an email list, but they don't know what to send them. This is perfect. If you're going to go live once, twice, 3 times a week in your Facebook group, awesome. Email your list, telling them about it, why they should attend, and giving them a link to join your group and attend the live. So you're serving, both audiences with it. So that makes sense. Are you building? What are you currently doing? Let me know, to build your audience. And how are you doing it every single day? Because I would encourage you, no matter where you are in this process, at the very beginning, the very, very beginning, or towards the end, every single day, you need to be growing your audience constantly. Your success depends on you growing your audience every single day. So you should be doing that. And so a lot of people push this off until they're getting ready to launch. And that is a huge problem. It's a guarantee that you are going to flop on your launch if you wait to do this, because it takes time. It's not overnight. You can't just bam, have 1,000 people who are in love with you and super engaged. Even with ads, ladies and gentlemen, that ain't going to work. So you need to do this as soon as possible because it's going to take time. Okay. So start immediately and work your way up and keep going every single day with this. Every day you should be having new people added to your Facebook group every single day. Hopefully many people added every day, but some, at least one every day. Okay. Now the third scenario, where the third piece of the puzzle, the third step that you need in place to crush your launch, to make $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 on your launch, is a really effective system for closing the sales. Yes, you need people paying attention and engaged, and enough of them to do that. Yes, you need an on-point marketing message. But even with those things, if you don't have an effective method for closing the sale, you are not going to make sales. I'll tell you a heartbreaking story of a client. She found us. She was actually out there, months and months ago, asked for like who she should hire to help her do a program. And she got two names. She got ours and somebody else. And she never contacted us or looked at anything for us. She just went with the other person because she was first and whatever. Big mistake. This other person taught her, like she helped her in a lot of ways. However, she didn't have a method for closing. There was no closing method, no way, no method for taking people from a lead or someone that warmed up and actually closing. So they taught her how to do a workshop, like a 5-day workshop, but they didn't teach her how to sell anything. There was no system for closing the sale. So she contacted us on like day 6 of her workshop, freaking out because she didn't have any sales, and she had put a bunch of Facebook ad money into getting people into the workshop. She had put a ton of time and effort into making this work, and she had 0 sales from it, even though she had those first 2 right, because she didn't have an effective method for closing the sales. You have to do this. I'm very happy to say that she has relaunched with us and just made, I think it was $12,000 or $15,000, because we're good. I'm not gonna lie. We're good. And when our students are having amazing results, that's just the way it is. Okay. So next, how do you put together this system? And why? I just have to help you understand. If you do not have an effective system, people will love you, but they're going to put you on their wish list. Have you ever taken a look on Amazon, on your wish list on Amazon, like things that you saw and you're like, oh, that's cool, and you put it on your wish list for later? I would challenge you to do that sometime and look how many years ago some of those things came from, like years ago, and you never went back and purchased. And that's normal human psychology. Once it gets put on the wish list, once you get relegated to that list, they're not going to purchase. It's not going to happen. You need to get them to purchase immediately. You need a system to do that. If you get moved to the wish list of, yeah, that person's really cool, I want to work with them someday, chances are they're never going to follow through with that. Okay. So we need a solid system. Now, for launches, nothing beats a webinar. People who tell you that, they probably haven't, they don't know how to do webinars. I hate to say that, but it's true. They probably just don't know how to do them. Webinars are incredibly effective. You can call them master classes. You can call them webinars. You can call them whatever you want, but it's the process and the psychology and how it all works together that is so powerful and beautiful and really works really, really well. But whether you're closing them on a webinar by itself, like you just solely promote a webinar and nothing else, it's just like, here's my, join me for a live training, blah, blah, blah. Or you work up to it like a live workshop, like a 5-day workshop or something that they work up to, day 5 should be a webinar. Webinars are powerful. And if you don't have that closing process in your workshops are great. Like the challenges, the so many day challenges, but the final day of the challenge needs to be a webinar because you need to be able to close those sales. So in these webinars, essentially what you're going to do. Oh, good. Carol's got a webinar. Okay. Yes. Carol's entering to win. Again, if you haven't entered your information to win the contest, we need a minimum of 50 comments on this live. So chat it up, add a bunch of comments so that you get a chance to win a one-on-one coaching session with myself. Pure value. Just type in the word win. You can do it up to 3 entries. And I will do that drawing later this week after the replay viewers get a chance. Okay. So how do you do a really good webinar? What's needed for a really good webinar? Well, essentially, you're going to be teaching them all about your method. And that's why it's really important that you are crystal clear on what that method is. So you need to be, you're going to teach them all about the method. So the method that your program uses, why does that work? How it's worked for you or how it's worked for your clients. Essentially selling the method. And then you simply are offering them a chance to work with you to get help implementing the method, to get the shortcut, like to get the handheld, getting their handheld to go through that process, implementing that method. And that by itself is great. And you'll close a few people by that, doing that. But the real, like what you have to close the sales, you need to have some authentic urgency and scarcity, not fake stuff. You always want to run your business from a place of integrity. It's going to bite you in the butt eventually if you're not. So super authentic, but you need a legit urgency and scarcity. So maybe the first 10 people get a one-on-one coaching call with you. Maybe the first 20 people or 50 people or whatever get some bonuses, some bonus trainings that you've created or going to create. Maybe some live workshops or something like that. Give them reasons why they need to do it now. And have a specific close cart time. Like if you don't, the cart closes on, this date and time. And if you don't buy by then, I don't know when I'm opening my cart again, because you're doing your launch. You're not going to be selling it evergreen quite yet. You need to have those things built into your webinar. And when you do, it takes people, you don't ever want to close people who don't want it. Let's be real. You want to close people who want it, but you just got to hold their hand and kind of like walk them across the line, like walk them across that finish line that they actually take out their credit card and purchase. That is what you want to do on that webinar. So you need that effective process to close that sale. Now, yes, you can also, if you're high ticket, which I love high ticket. I think it's a great way for people to serve and help people and a great way to build a business. But with high ticket, your webinar is going to book people into phone calls. So instead of selling the program on the webinar, you're selling a call, and then you're booking a call, and then you can do your sales call where you close the sale. And the difference people wonder about, typically around 2,000, depending on how good your marketing is, right? The better your marketing, the closer to 2,000 you can get, while you're still selling on the webinar fully automated. But, 2,000 or above typically is what you would say you'd want to close on the phone instead. Okay. So awesome. I love your notes, Carol. You are a superstar. Great job. Awesome. So again, here's a question. What is your goal? Like seeing this information, seeing the core pieces that need to be in place, whether you're launching or you're relaunching, how much do you want to make on your launch? Like, what's your number? You want 10, 15, 20, 30, 25, 50? I would love to hear that and root for you. If you're seeing this and you know that you need help with this information, it's not something that you know how to do on your own, just type in the word info. I will follow up with you. There'll be a link, there'll be a message, something. We'll have a conversation. We'll see how we can help you put all of this together. Okay. And again, type in the word win so you get a chance to enter the contest for a one-on-one coaching session with myself. Okay. Have a blessed night. I will see you all actually Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, 12 Central. Wednesday, we're going to do a live messenger room here in our Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, type in the word group. I'll get you the link to the group. But this is going to be awesome. We're going to do it like just like a live brainstorming conversation, advice, coaching for as many people who show up. So if you want personalized advice and help in your business, you need to be there on Wednesday at 1 Eastern, 12 Central. And you can go to the events tab in the group. You'll see this event created. Mark yourself as going. That'll help you get in when it's time. Okay. So have a blessed rest of your evening. I will see you Wednesday, 1 Eastern. And I'll follow up with a few of you as you get going. Take care. Bye.